Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching for the first time, please allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. You can also share our videos. To all our supporters, may God bless you and thank you for supporting the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, have you realized that the Kenya Kwanza team has decided to renew their onslaught against Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta ever since he came back to the country? It is as if they never wanted Uhuru to come back. They wanted Uhuru to stay in the UK. And they have developed a narrative. They have just renewed a narrative that they had perpetuated. Immediately people came out from the last year's elections. And they are saying that Uhuru is the one who was sponsoring demonstrations and now he's sponsoring court cases to sabotage William Ruto's agenda. And they mention that Uhuru is trying to sabotage the affordable housing agenda, the universal health care, about development of certain roads. And William Ruto has since declared that moving forward is no longer going to listen to the court cases. It is going to be his way, not the court's way. And Nyoro, Gachagua, and Kimani Ichungwa, as usual, have been given a specific role. And in Mount Kenya, because they know very well that it is in Mount Kenya that William Ruto used his most fallacious story, accusing Uhuru that Uhuru had abandoned them after voting for him. And they can see that the mountain is making a U-turn. These people have been sent back to Mount Kenya. And they are going to the media stations in Noro, Kameme, and their role is they have specific roles. One is to protect and defend William Samoei Ruto against the reality that people are going through hardship. The cost of living has just gone higher than where it was when Uhuru left. And they're supposed to do that to try and persuade the Mount Kenya fraternity that William Ruto is the best president we've ever had since independence. They're also supposed to sanitize William Ruto. Anytime, for example, when people were killed during the demonstrations, it is in Mount Kenya where they went and sanitized William Samoei Ruto and the police. And they said that the reason why people were being killed was because Raila Amolo Odinga wanted to take the position of Rigathi Gachagua. And with that, the point was home. Some people listened to them. Even now, they are trying to sanitize the government, having arrested youths who are called then hustlers, but now have been rebaptized. They are now Mungiki. And these people are supposed to sanitize what is happening. And they are also supposed to promote Ruto's cruel agenda, the housing levy, the high cost, the high taxes on fuel. They are supposed to promote it in that area. And that is their role. They are also supposed to attack Uhuru Kenyatta, accusing him of sabotage. And this has caught the attention of some of the Uhuru supporters. And they have sent a stern warning. Take a look at this.
Tunataka kuuliza Mheshimiwa Kimani Ichungwa, Mheshimiwa Kuria. Mbona mnaitikia kutumika njia ambayo mnatumiwa na William Ruto? Niwaulize, kuna wabunge zaidi ya 300 katika bunge. Kuna viongozi, kuna mawaziri. Mbona nyinyi wawili watatu ndio mnatumika kutukana Uhuru Kenyatta ambaye ni mtoto wenu wa Mount Kenya? Mheshimiwa Kimani Ichungwa, tunataka kuambia leo mkiwa na Kuria, Uhuru is not a slave. Eti saa hii Uhuru akitaka kufanya kitu chochote lazima aombe ruhusa. Hamwezi mkaa eti Uhuru hana tena uhuru wa kutoka kwenda kanisa ama kutembelea marafiki. Hawezi ikawa Uhuru sasa atakitaka kwenda choo lazima wapigie simu kuomba ruhusa. Tunataka kuambia kitu moja, mkome kuingilia Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta. Hiyo ingine nataka kusema. Nataka kusema nyinyi wenyewe mnajua mlitanganya watu wa Mount Kenya. Mlitumika vibaya sana na William Ruto kudanganya watu wa Mount Kenya. Tuambie leo mpaka msipende. Nimesikiza ground na nimesikia ground imebadilika. Watu saa hii wameamua, wamegundua uongo wenu na mjinga amerevuka. Na mjinga akirevuka mwerevu huwa tabani. Hata mfanye nini, wa Kenya, watu wa Mount Kenya wamefunguka macho na saa hii kuendelea mbele. Sisi ile mashida tunapitia huku tunapitia sababu yenu. Hakuna wakati mwingine mtadanganya watu wa Mount Kenya. Niambia ya mwisho, Mheshimiwa Moses Kuria, mkiwa na Mheshimiwa Kimani Ichungwa, mko kwa serikali sahihi. Wewe Mheshimiwa Kimani Ichungwa, ile kitu umekalia ilikaliwa wakati moja na Mheshimiwa Aden Duale. Ilipokaliwa na Mheshimiwa Aden Duale, tunajua yale mambo walifanyia watu wa kwao wa Somali. Kwanzia hiyo wakati walijaa kwa serikali mpaka wale unaingia ofisi unakuta Msomali hapo, Msomali hapo. Courtesy of Aden Duale. Tuko na Mheshimiwa Moses Kuria, yeye ni waziri. Tulikuwa na mawaziri hapa akina Jenga Karume. Leo twende Kiambu kuingize. Huyu kijana alipelekwa kwa jeshi na Karume. Ule alipelekwa polisi na Karume. Watu wetu waliajiriwa kazi. Walimu waliajiriwa. Nyinyi mwaka moja serikali inaajiri watu. Ichungwa, simama utuambie, wewe ni majority leader, umeandikisha walimu wangapi kutoka Kiambu? Kuria, wewe ni waziri. Umetoka saa nyingine katika Ministry of Trade. Ulikuwa na parastato 21 chini yako. Wewe tuambie hizo parastato zilikuwa zinaajiri watu. Tunaona watu kutoka Kalenjin, kutoka wapi wanaajiriwa. Watu wangapi wa Kiambu umewasaidia Kuria? Wakuwe kwa hiyo serikali. Nyinyi wenyewe mkija kuambia mambo ya Uhuru Kenyatta, mtuambie mko kwa serikali mmesaidia watu namna gani? Muache kutumiwa, muache kutumua vimbaya kuwataki mtu wenu na serikali ya William Ruto. Sio hao wawili peke yake. Leo ukiangalia katika television zetu, mostly zile zinaongea Kikuyu. Unakuta wabunge wamepangwa. Kila wiki kuna kuwa mpaka na ratiba. Huyu ataenda hii station leo, mwingine ataenda hii station kesho, kwa sababu wanaona mambo imeharibika. Wakenya wameanza kugundua mambo si mazuri. Wakenya wanaanza kuteseka. Sasa wamepangwa kuja kuconfuse watu wetu, kuwapatia hope ambao haiko. Tunataka kuambia kitu moja wabunge wa Mount Kenya. Kazi yenu ni kusaidia watu wetu. Hamuhitaji William Ruto mahali, mnahitaji kura yako ya bunge kwenda kupitisha mambo ambayo itakuwa ya manufaa kwa watu wetu. So, wacheni kutumika.
So, that is a supporter, or those are supporters of Uhuru Kenyatta, and they have decided they are no longer going to keep quiet, and they are calling out on Nyoro and Kimani Ichungwa to stop being enslaved. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I want to give you 3 bondages that these two people have found themselves, because William Ruto understands very well that he has enslaved these people and they don't understand. Wako kwa jela. Ni majela matatu, if you allow me, that I want to explain to you why these people find themselves in some jail. They are enslaved, and for them to emancipate themselves, they must remove their heads from the sand like the proverbial ostrich. Number 1, these people are in the bondage of succession politics. William Ruto is playing succession fallacy to these Mount Kenya leaders. If you ask them today the reason why they are defending William Ruto, they have been told that when William Ruto does his 2 terms, one of them is going to take over. And William Ruto is using Moi's 202 fallacy and a narrative that Moi used until Raila Amolo Odinga detected the fallacy and Raila broke KANU into pieces and he walked away with some of the leaders. I was talking to a person who understands the KANU era politics, and he was telling me that after we changed our constitution and we pegged a term limit to presidency, and Moi knew very well that he was doing his last term and he wanted to hand over power to Uhuru Kenyatta. He drove a narrative and a fallacy that he wanted to leave power or hand over power to the young Turks. And back then, we had Raila Amolo Odinga from Nyanza, we had Musalia Mudavadi from Western, we had Kalonzo from Eastern, Uhuru from Central, and if I'm not wrong, I think Ngala, the junior, not the senior, from the coast. So a story is told that Moi called all these young Turks separately. And he told them, I want to hand over power to you, but don't tell anyone. Just know that when I leave, I will leave, number 1, the leadership of KANU in thy hands, and then automatically I will ensure that I influence that you become the flag bearer so that you can take over. So this person was telling me, is an old mzee, that he told this to Raila, that you go and tell your Nyanza people that I'm giving you this power, but don't tell the other nemesis like Musalia and Kalonzo and all that. So he did that to Musalia, he did that to Kalonzo, he did that to all of them. So all of them were in KANU, knowing very well that when Moi leaves, he will leave it to me. That's what Raila knew, that's what Kalonzo knew, that is what Musalia Mudavadi knew. But a time of reckoning came, and Raila wanted people to go for elections so that people nominate a flag bearer. And that is when Moi decided to show them who he wanted, na kainua mkono wa Uhuru Kenyatta. So William Ruto seems to have told Ndindi Nyoro, hiki kiti na kuachia, you will be the flag bearer. He has told that to Rigathi Gachagua, he has told that to Kimani Ichungwa. So both Kimani Ichungwa and Ndindi Nyoro knows this is their moment. And of course Rigathi Gachagua knows very well that in his position as a deputy, ataachiwa. So these people are playing checkmate to each other, so that they outdo each other, maybe for Ruto to know who is best suited to inherit the power from him. Number two, they have been told that for you to take over, you must galvanize the support base in Mount Kenya. And your number one enemy is Uhuru Kenyatta, because he's got money, he's got a lot of influence, and sure that he does not thrive in Mount Kenya. So they are playing into Ruto's trap completely, the bondage and the trap of succession politics. And that is why even when things are going wrong, they will defend, they will protect, they will sanitize William Ruto, they will promote the very retrogressive agenda of high taxes and all these levies. Number two, there is the bondage of we suffered together. William Ruto has made it look like he, together with Rigathi Gachagua and Ndindi Nyoro and all these people, suffered under the leadership of Uhuru Kenyatta. And with that historical cord, they've been tied together, and anytime things go wrong, they are reminded. You've seen them in churches that were it not for God, they wouldn't have not gotten this power, because they were being wrestled and they were being threatened by DCI. Rigathi says DCI used to go to his house in the morning, akiamuka asubuhi. You remember at one point, Ndindi Nyoro refused to walk out from Royal Media Station because there was this story that some police was waiting for him outside. So, this kind of attachment, suffering together, this is the bondage that they have been given, that we suffer together, so we cannot let go. Hatuwezi kukuacha, tuliumia pamoja, tuliteswa pamoja. In the human psychology, if when you suffer with someone together, there's a way you want to stick together. Even in marriage, when you get someone whom you suffered with, as you tried to climb the ladder, now life is better. Anytime mkikosana atakukumbusha, kumbuka mali tulianzia, kumbuka vitu tumepitia. So this is exactly the bondage, one of the bondages that he has given Rigathi Gachagua, Ndindi Nyoro and Kimani Ichungwa, plus a host of other Kenya Kwanza team. The other bondage that they find themselves in is the truth about the election. These people understand very well that they never won elections. They know the nitty-gritties, the electoral malpractice. And anytime you want to ask me questions, I will tell you to open the server, because I still believe that the real answer is in the server. So these people know what happened during 2022 elections. And this is another bondage that they find themselves in. They know very well that they never won fair and square. So there's nothing you can do. Anytime you realize that you are partners in crime, you cannot reveal, you cannot go, because the moment you go, things might turn around against you. So they stick together because they know the truth about elections, and this is another bondage that they've been given. Hawawezi ongea, wanajua wakushinda. That is the truth. Then there is this bondage of how can you go back to the people and explain to them that Ruto is bad, yet you are the people who went and preached the gospel about William Ruto, about the hustler, about an economic model that was going to look at the hustlers in Mount Kenya. the bottom-up economy. They preach the hustler narrative. So this bondage make them stick, and they are stuck in one position of being ashamed and being humiliated to go back to the people. They fear. How are people going to take them? They are going to look weak. They're going to look misused, and there's nothing they can do. So they have to stay together because they cannot do what Mudhoni Bamushomba did. Bamushomba just decided, I am not going to stick together. And you know, she's a very free man, a free lady there. You remember the other day Okiya Mutata was saying that when he went to court, some of the Kenya Kwanza team gave him money, and they told him, hatuwezi ongea, sisi tumenaswa, so do this job. So this is the bondage that they are in. They had, you know, preached the gospel of William Ruto is good. This is the man who is going to get you out of the bondage of poverty and all this. Now things are turning against them. Taxes are high, the cost of living is even higher, and they cannot go back to the people. And ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that the bondage is working for William Ruto. The bondage is working against them, and they continue to mistreat Uhuru. And haven't you realized, or have you realized, that there is no any kind of altercation in Rift Valley, the kind that you see in Central? You will see people like Alfred Keter confront Ruto verbally on Twitter, talking it, but you've never seen anybody attacking him, because these people understand very well that they must stick together as brothers. William Ruto accepts criticism, but in Central, if you criticize, you are seen as an enemy. And so, ladies and gentlemen, these are the three bondages that William Ruto has set for Mount Kenya, and they have fallen deeply into this trap. I don't know what to think, but that is my take.